one of the important paramilitary force of the country, NDRF, is all set and all prepared for the G20 summit, which is being organized by the India. For this, I'm being joined by Mr. Atul Karwal, who is DG of NDRF. Sir, tell us about the G20 preparation from the NDRF side, and also about so many things, because today is the annual conference day and you held a lot of things you have definitely planned for the force, for the power, for strengthening the force as well. So tell us this about that, sir. First of all, G20.
So different dimensions of preparation are that, number one, my rescue officers should be well trained in all the anticipated eventualities. So training is one. Second is equipment. To respond to such a situation, what is the equipment I need, whether I have it, whether I need to procure it, or whether I need to rationalize it so that if it's available elsewhere, I make it available at the venue. Okay. The third thing is coordination with agencies which will work together with us, like the Department of Atomic Energy, like such other organizations, whether it's the local SDRF or the local police, who would eventually get into the act if something happens there. Okay. So we have a good coordination with them. Then we have advanced visits to ensure that we are familiar with the area. We know how the event will take place. What are the vulnerable areas, what can happen here, and together we put a system in place so that any anticipated eventuality, we are prepared and it is tasked out who would do what in such a situation. So those mock exercises are carried out so that when the event actually happens, we are prepared for any and every eventuality.
About the chemicals and about various equipments, are you collecting it? Because we saw that your team also gone to Turkey as well, and you were appreciated by government of India as well. So from them you have learned anything, and you need anything that you need to be required?
Our equipment is quite modern.
Okay.
And it is not a one-time effort that we look at Turkey, we dynamically review it.
Okay.
So every month or two, we have vendors coming in to explain to us what new are they bringing to our kind of situation.
What new are coming, sir?
For example, communication technology.
Okay.
So not only if everything gets destroyed there's no cell phone coverage. I have satellite phones, fine. But suppose I need to create a Wi-Fi environment and a mobile phone tower there, which gives me 1.5-2 kilometers of coverage, so that everybody involved in the rescue operation is now on mobile phone.
Okay.
So that tower will give me a 1.5-2 square kilometer mobile phone coverage, connect me to the mother network also elsewhere, and also give me a Wi-Fi environment so that if my rescuer is seeing something on ground, I can see it in the headquarters with a camera on his helmet. So those kind of things we are looking for.
So this is a new technology.
This new technology, like the underwater remote operated vehicle, ROV, with a sonar, so that if a body is lying at 80-100 meters where I can't dive, or a vehicle is lying inside the water, I can send that device down, and through sonar it can show me on the surface what kind of shape is it seeing. It's got lights, cameras, so it can show me what is lying down there, and then I can try to retrieve that.
So this is the first time this type of technology is
They keep coming.
Okay.
It is evolving all the time. Drones are evolving all the time.
Yeah.
So you're looking at drone as a service, so that if I have to carry a person from a gorge, rather than pull him up by ropes, can I have a drone which has a 100 kilo capacity? I land the drone next to that guy and pack it. Put him on that drone, strap him in, and the drone carries this 80 kilo person up.
Oh, that's nice.
So all these things keep happening. So we are constantly on the lookout. What can improve my functioning? What more is there in technology?
Okay. Sir, about the railway incident that has happened, and your team has worked a lot. Is the operation already concluded, and what is how the operation was? How you conducted that operation? Can you just elaborate for our viewers?
So the event happened at about 6:55 in the evening on 2nd. And Balasore, we have a permanent location of our team which is close by. So they got the information at about 7:10, and 7:20 they left. So by 8:30 my first team was on the spot. Then more teams were sent from Mundali, which is about 2.5 hours away, and from Calcutta, which is 5.5 hours away. So that we had more than enough teams. We had 9 teams there, about 300 rescuers. And the ODRF, the SDRF of the Odisha government, is extremely good, very well trained, very well equipped. They were a great help. They are an equivalent force, I should say. They did a wonderful job. So the response was prompt and adequate. Therefore, I think we could save as many lives as we could have, though it's a very tragic incident. The challenge was that the collision was at very high momentum, so the metal was very mangled, very closely packed and crushed. So cutting into it without damaging any live victim who could be inside was a challenge.
And using the cutters and all.
Yes, there could be somebody alive inside, so we have to be careful with that.
Okay. How many people you rescued? Do you have any idea about that?
Yes, so NDRF rescued 44 people alive from there, and we recovered about 121 dead bodies from that wreckage.
And how many rescuers were there?
300.
300. Okay. And sir, a last question about the preparation related to the yatras that is going to happen. Last year also we have seen, and you are doing a lot. So what is the preparation for this year and the coming years as well?
So we look at the last year's incidents and see whether we were adequately prepared or not. Mountaineering training is much better than before, so the people are very comfortable. One of our teams, as I mentioned, climbed Gangotri in Gangotri area, Bhagirathi 2 peak. It's 6,500 meters high. So one team has gone and climbed. The purpose of this climb is a training exercise. Okay. If I have sent my rescuer for a couple of months at high altitude, he comes back very confident and empowered that he can handle that hardship now. Okay. So training is one. Equipment is another. We have revised our mountaineering equipment to make it very modern, best in the world, so that I don't lack for that. The third is the area familiarization and training with the people who we'll work with. For example, for the Amarnath Ji Yatra, we train with the J&K mountain rescue teams. So that on ground, we know each other, we have trained together, and we can now operate together more seamlessly.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So this is what Atul sir was telling to us. With video journalist Sumit, I am Alok for the New Indian, New Delhi.
For such fine news breaks and video features from ground on your mobile phones, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The New Indian, by clicking on the bell icon. Also, follow us on the social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Co.